Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for March 6th through 10th. I don't really have a lot extra other than my husband and I finally started watching 1923 and Sebastian Roche, the recast Jerry Jacks, plays a priest.
Oh my gosh, talk about two different roles.
Oh no, it's like a Jerry Jacks priest.
Oh.
It's 1923 working with basically stolen Native Americans.
Oh, nice.
Like they took the young girls whose parents had been killed and were training them to be maids.
Okay.
And he punished the
Okay.
Only I think 4 episodes in, so don't let me know how. I know that it just ended. It just took us forever to finally sit down and get started. So
yeah, that is one we have not watched.
Oh, have you watched Yellowstone though?
No.
Okay. So Yellowstone, because then we watched 1883, which is Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, which I was so excited. And that, then they fast forward to 1923. It's like we have not watched the most recent. So when we interviewed Marcus Coloma, and I was all excited that Yellowstone was starting that night,
Yes.
we decided to finish 1883 and then do 1923 before getting back into this season, just to see if there was anything. Even though they started the new season of Yellowstone before 1923 was over, so there probably wouldn't have been anything.
Right.
We just wanted to keep our story straight. So
got it.
In the process of 1923, I don't know why it took us so long to finally sit down and do it, but
I'm glad it's good.
and it's Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, so
Yeah.
it's all good. They do really good with casting. But yeah, I was just sitting here and they go to see the headmaster, priest, whatever he is. And at first I was like, yeah. And then he started hurting the girl. And I was like, no. Basically the one nun was beating her up. So he was like, oh, funny. Do you know everything too? And so he was basically giving her a taste of her own medicine. But then, yeah. There's a lot of things about our history that's not that good.
No.
But
if you're going to watch it, Jerry Jacks is a good person to watch playing it.
I guess so. I've never really seen him in anything else, though. But I know that he has like an extensive resume, but I've just never seen. I want to see him as a romantic comedy lead. I would love to see that. Do you know that he's actually French?
I don't know that I could wrap my head around that. I did not know that.
He's not but he speaks 5 languages. And his wife, because I happened to watch an interview then also, because I wanted to make sure I was pronouncing his name correctly. But his wife is Australian, but of Korean descent.
Oh, wow.
But he is French, and he speaks Italian and 3 other languages also.
My gosh.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It is. Do you have anything fun?
I just wanted to give a thank you to our listener, DustMop318 from Apple Podcast. She reached out and answered my question about something to use on Madeline's skin, and she said Palmer's olive oil formula Grow Therapy finally gave her daughter relief. It's in the hair care aisle, and she hopes that Madeline gets some relief from it too. She doesn't work from them. It's just something that she has found that she is grateful for. So thank you so much. I have ordered it. It has not arrived yet, but I will let everyone know our experience because at this point I'm willing to try anything. So
awesome.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And it's hair care, which I love finding out alternative uses for.
And it's so funny because Palmer's, you use whenever you're pregnant to prevent
cocoa butter.
Marks.
Yes.
And that's the only time I've ever bought Palmer's is for that. So when I read it, I'm like, oh, they make like other products besides the stretch mark cream? Okay. So,
I mean, when you know something as one thing and you don't.
It just, never occurred to me that they made all this other stuff. I don't know why. Just that was what Palmer's was known for in my head. So anyway, Amazon should have it here this week and I'm happy to start using it. So thank you for letting me know.
Stay tuned for updates.
Yes.
We'll have the Madeline Skin Corner.
That doesn't sound very interesting.
No, it doesn't.
No, we won't, but thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't really have anything else.
Well, that's good. That means we didn't mess up anything yet last week.
That is true. That is true. Yes. So I guess Hulu headlines then?
Sure.
On Monday, Alexis calls out Gregory.
I feel like I was sleeping during that, but go ahead.
I literally wrote one line. That is 3 words longer than the headline.
Okay.
On Tuesday, Ava is rudely interrupted, which we'll get to.
Okay.
That's inaccurate. On Wednesday, Victor and Obrecht find common ground.
No, they didn't.
Mm-mm. Although...
We agree to disagree. Leave me alone is not common ground.
Maybe it was opposite week.
Maybe.
Okay, so let's try this. Alexis calls out Gregory. That's not really the opposite of what happened. In a way.
It's not, but it's not enough detail. Okay.
Ava is rudely interrupted. No, she was not.
No.
It was actually very polite.
It was.
Victor and Obrecht do not find common ground. In fact, she is disgusted and repulsed by him. Okay.
Yep.
On Thursday, Sonny questions Gladys.
Yeah.
I'd go with interrogate.
Yeah.
Threaten in a slight way. So kind of glazing over that. Friday's accurate. Sasha doesn't hold back.
That is true.
That is accurate. So Friday was not opposite day.
Okay. So are we starting with Monday just to get it out of the way?
Sure. Alexis tells Gregory she knows he lied. And that is literally all I wrote.
And that's pretty much all that happened. She said, hey, why would you lie to me about this? And he said, hey, what are you doing digging around in my business?
She did say, though, you did say,
Yes.
and so I'll give her a little bit of credit that she was trying to maybe talk to and reason on his behalf, because he did say, if this was not an issue, I would absolutely love to work with you.
Exactly. I'm not accusing her. She wasn't digging for information.
This time.
She was trying to get what she wanted.
Right.
But she ended up finding this information. He took offense to it. Like, what are you doing digging in my stuff? And she explained herself. And he told her, yeah, it's none of her business. And he's not really getting into it with her. So,
or anyone else.
Yeah. He's just not.
I just don't care.
He's not discussing it.
I just don't care. I'm sorry.
I feel like if they'd make it a little interesting, then you might care. But every conversation with him and Alexis is the exact same conversation. And even though this is a different topic of conversation, it's basically Alexis saying, blah, 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 I want you to do this or tell me this or work for me or whatever. And him saying, no.
Yeah.
And then the conversation's over.
Mm-hmm.
So this week it was, why did you lie to me? What's going on? And he said, no. Not telling you.
Yep, so that was that.
That was that.
Mason told Austin that he followed him and knew what was going on, like in the stables.
Dun, dun, dun.
But then Austin politely approached Sonny and Ava as they were talking and said, I'm so sorry to trouble you, Ava. Do you think I could speak to you for a second? That is the opposite of rude. If he had come rushing in and been like, Ava, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
But he had like some of the best manners that we see on the show.
Right.
I am so sorry to bother you both. Well, I don't think he said you both, but
something along those lines.
Super polite and articulate.
Yes, there's not a hint of rudeness there.
No.
It was like, I don't want to have this conversation with you, but we need to have it now. So please, may I interrupt?
Right. And nobody had a...
No,
Sonny's like, all right, cool, I gotta go anyway.
Right. He wasn't like, how dare you?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. It was perfectly fine.
But Sonny was grilling her about, so where is Nikolas?
I feel like she has said she has no idea. Why do people keep asking her? Leave her alone.
But she let him know that, because I don't think we talked about that last week, because last week is when she told him.
Yes, that Nikolas had threatened Avery.
And this week was Sonny basically saying, yeah, that's not okay. I don't care who he is. That's still not okay.
It's like Sonny wants to know where he is because he is not around for him to kill, but then he's going to find him so he can kill him, and then he still won't be around. So just let it go for now, Sonny. It's okay.
Yeah.
He'll pop up eventually, and then if you want to kill him, go ahead.
Right. Keep extra guards on Avery.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of anticlimactic for me also. Like, okay, he threatened Avery, but he didn't really go after Avery. And now he's just gone. So,
If anything, it helped Ava kind of cover. I think that Sonny obviously knows that something happened,
yes.
but whether it's he just decided to leave because guess what? He threatened Avery, and maybe she reminded him of, I'm not the only one you're going to have to worry about with this.
Right. Do you remember who Avery's dad is? Okay, then.
Yes.
But yeah, it was just kind of, she doesn't know where he is, honey. That's it. Moving forward. She really doesn't, which is the whole conversation with Austin. Where did he go? I don't know. I feel like we didn't get enough information this week to know where we're going with this.
I don't feel like we have any information about where anything is going right now. How does that happen? Where we have like 2 to 3 weeks of it has to turn 8 o'clock right now, and I'm getting mad at Hulu for not having it on, to where I was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I watched them all together because they just kind of rolled together, but you still didn't have much information.
So I did look up, though. Are we ready to move on from that?
Yes.
Okay. So I, of course, was interested in Esme being able to have the baby while she's
In prison, yes.
custody, because I do know that that is possible. However, what are the parameters, I guess, around it? And in Bedford Hills, New York, at Bedford Hills Correctional Facility, an all-women's maximum security prison in New York's Westchester County, it has the nation's longest-running prison nursery, opened in 1901.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely thought that it was a more recent.
Yeah.
It has allowed hundreds of women who started their sentences pregnant to bond with their babies while behind bars.
Okay.
So I do feel like that's kind of a gray area, because while in Springbridge, yes, she was. However, she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
To go.
Right.
And she doesn't remember like a lot of that.
Right.
I mean, she remembers all of that, but like she doesn't.
It wasn't her
She was
choice.
rightfully incarcerated.
Yes.
But not for what for things she doesn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But that program is one of 8 prison nurseries in the United States, and the numbers of such programs have fluctuated as funding and sentiment toward them has risen and fallen. But I just thought it was really interesting that...
Yeah, 1901, that's crazy.
Yeah, how far back it goes, and it's not like they spend all day together.
Uh-huh.
But enough. Well, that was poor wording.
More than they would if
Yes.
the child was not
Yes.
kept at the same facility.
So I was just curious of the history behind it and like how that...
I do feel like, I mean, it's mixed emotions on it depending on age, how long they let the child stay there, because I think at some point you're withholding the real world from the child.
I didn't go that far and
fair.
to see...
Yeah, like
is it
how
women
that
who
works.
are...
But
if they're only like on 36-month sentences...
right. then
Or
that
if
would make
they're
sense.
going to be there longer...
How it's decided.
Right.
But
right.
I could definitely see letting your child stay with you is going to make you less angry and probably less aggressive, because that would have to add pain on top of your sentence to be
I
separated
would
from your
imagine
child.
they would also do a psychological to see, are they capable of parenting?
Right.
Because you also don't get sent to prison
For nothing.
for nothing.
Right.
So where Esme is right now, where she has not gone to trial, been convicted, and is also... See, this is my only other concern, though, is that she has amnesia right now. And yes, she seems to have nature and nurture kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens if she has flashbacks or something like that? You know, like we don't know where that's going to go. I'm interested to see how they show us that storyline, because I would imagine that they're going to keep it real to life, I guess. And I guess where the dad is MIA and all other, it is an option. However, Springbridge is not all female.
Right.
So is she now going to be, does we don't have an all-female.
We have not found one of those. We might have to update our...
Great, guys. Thanks.
Are we going to create
Give us another...
a new facility that we need to add on to ours? I don't know. I feel like this is a temporary situation. I feel like Esme is going to say, I don't think that this is the best environment for my baby, especially if they don't let him stay with her all the time, because then half the day, or again, we don't know the exact percentages, but half the day he's going to spend with strangers. Where if she let him go with Spencer or Laura or the combination of the two or whatever, he would be spending all day with family.
And could they work out a custody agreement where he is required to bring the baby by for 2 to 3 hours each afternoon, and she will have monitored time? Who knows?
Unless they can get special permission, like with the Cassadine money, to have a nanny, the same nanny, come in. Come on, let them have it.
Sure
they can. I mean, I guess technically if it's the same workers in the nursery, it would be the equivalent of having the same daycare worker or the same nanny.
Yeah.
So
don't get the nanny involved in this messiness. Let the nanny do their job.
I'm just saying, even if it's a state employee, it's the same state employee most likely.
Right, but you're not making them go over to the Cassadines and deal with the Cassadines, so don't make the nanny go... Don't make the nanny the courier.
Maybe she wants to. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I don't want that to happen to that poor nanny.
Well, I would be interested
if Spencer
to see.
If Spencer wants to be taking care of that baby, Spencer needs to be taking care of that baby. He can absolutely have help and have his...
I agree.
But if he's going to... Then...
You're getting this single mom speech thrown in here with this. If it's your weekend, you take care of the kid.
Well, no, because that's no different than when it was my weekend and I had to have childcare because I had to work. That was never an argument. It was, but I wouldn't, I don't know. If you're hiring outside help, don't make the outside help be the one transporting the baby back and forth
to the prison.
Spencer should be doing that because ultimately, let's say that Esme stays this way, he's going to have to learn how to co-parent with her.
Right.
If he gets any rights to parenting at all, I think he is doing an outstanding thing, wanting to step up, wanting to take care of his little brother. I think that's amazing. And I don't want that to be tarnished or removed from him, but Esme is his mom.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like how the transfer was done. So whatever, like, here's your baby. He's in one diaper with a onesie on and a flimsy hospital blanket and a cap that's falling off his head. And this is all we're sending you to...
They might have had the whole car packed up with everything.
I don't know. Spencer's like, here, at least take this blanket. The kid's legs are hanging out. He's freezing.
Right.
So I don't know the ins and outs, but I feel like before they take the baby off to prison with the moms, that they have a complete outfit, maybe a car seat or something.
Well, if it's one of the prisons that already has this program, guarantee they do. They have everything there.
I feel like it's not one of those prisons, though, that they're making a special allowance. I don't know. We'll have to see. I guess that's what we hopefully will find out this week is, are we going to walk into a whole nursery setup that they've had for 100 years and Esme gets to take part in that program? Or is this going to be her sitting in her cell on an uncomfortable bed holding this baby? Like, what am I doing here with this?
If I remember from what I read, I do believe that, oh, you know what? I don't remember. I couldn't remember if the baby went to the mother's cell or if there was like a special room for them to have their time together.
There's probably a Lifetime movie all about this that we should look up.
Quite possibly.
So, anyway.
I did like that Liz came clean with her.
Yes.
She didn't hold anything back.
Mm-mm.
She said, I was at the point where I got sucked in, truth, but I cared about your baby, so I did what was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And then Esme kind of had a little freak out on Laura.
I mean, she was completely right to say, I don't know now who is involved in this and who wasn't. Who do I trust and who don't I?
Right.
But Laura was able to reassure her and say, I'm just finding all this out myself. And as much as Spencer is my grandchild, so is your baby. So,
however, Esme did tell Spencer that he was not going to be spending any time near the baby because she doesn't know if he's trustworthy or anything. And I think that Laura is going to work on that. But she did tell Laura, you are welcome to see this baby anytime you want.
Yes.
So, ooh, Victor approached Liz though, and Liz held her own and is like, go right ahead. Just seriously, do you want me to call them for you?
Yep.
I'm dialing right now. You can talk to them.
Tell the police everything you want. They're going to say, we already heard that from Liz.
We know.
Thanks.
All good. Do you just want to stick with Victor?
Do we have to?
I did not see him and Eileen.
I did not see him and Eileen.
Oh.
And I'm glad they
I love they're making him impotent, though. I'm so sorry. One power taken away.
I was glad they didn't show us that scene, though. That it was just, here's my hotel key. Next morning, wake up, and he's grumpy. Thank you.
Because it's not romantic.
I know, but
and it's not
still sometimes
it's not meant to be sexy. Even like with the, we saw Ava and Sonny, but that was a reason why, it was the passion, even though it wasn't. They hated each other.
Yeah,
this was. Oh, but she found out that Valentine was alive, and her face. She's like, "What? You couldn't tell me?" And he's like, "No,
we're not telling you anything until you tell us what we need." And she's like, "What about Lucy Coe?" And they're like, "Yeah, one of those things we're not telling you about." Thanks.
But and she's like, well, when we're in bed.
Oh.
And I just went, no way. Sometimes I just have to record me watching these shows.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Lost JD. Like, JD, when I'm watching, can you just make sure you're randomly recording things?
Anticipate my what?
They did not have a good night, is what she then told Laura, right?
Yep.
Because
Laura
met up with her.
Yep. Laura showed up and was like, hey, just so you know, I'm working with this group too. And she's like, yeah, I figured you're the one that made me see Anna's body and set all this up. So, what the heck? And then they start having the conversation and she's like, yeah, he was angry last night. It was not a good night. Like, oh, poor Victor.
Did not see that. And he's looking for a place in the necklaces?
Right.
In the necklace?
But he doesn't know what that place is? Like, no idea. No.
Yeah.
No, it's the coordinates to this place I was once at 30 years ago, and I need to find the exact coordinates again. He's just, nope, I don't know where I'm going.
Wasn't that in something that they looked up the serial number? Because remember, Felicia had access to the diamond registry.
Uh-huh.
Was that this or wow? This is the downside of us doing the 411s while we're watching the show. Was that in the 80s or was that now or was that a few months ago with Robert? Whenever they found the necklace with the face on. Yes.
Yes, that was a few months ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't do that to me.
I did it to myself.
Yes.
But the reason that he's impotent is because of something Selena has been slipping him that was given to him from Holly.
I love it.
I love all that.
Yes. Yeah, he's like, I'm just,
He's just
not
so
feeling
grumpy.
myself. Yep. Sorry.
Oh, but he actually tried to get Liesl.
Right?
That is not common ground, guys.
No. He's like, since you're done with Scott. And she's like, no matter how I feel about Scott, I would not be hooking up with you. Yuck.
Mm-mm.
She said, you will never touch me again. That's what she said. I loved it.
Yeah, I didn't even write that down. I just remembered that. I guess we just stick on Liesl, and she went and met with Terry.
She did.
And Willow was there.
Yes.
And they start talking about how, her age, the fact that she's on a blood thinner.
Yes.
All those things that, probably could have been ruled out before we made a call to someone saying, in Terry's defense, she's not the one who made that call. Nina is.
Right. And it seemed like Willow was ready to hear that, and Obrecht already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So they were prepared to move forward with, okay, tests are getting set up next week, and then we'll move from there.
Right.
But it's still... Yeah, if I ever need something like that done, please don't tell me until it's 100% definite it's going to go through. Don't get my hopes up for no reason.
I imagine that they're still having to do something with monitoring Willow to see where her levels are or things like that to see, is she progressing? Is it slowing down? I don't know how that works.
Right. I don't know at what level you can't take transplant
Right.
or infusion, however it works.
Right. Willow did say to Liesl, I don't think that Nina likes her. She likes the idea of having a daughter.
Yes.
100%.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly where it is. She has no good feelings about Willow.
Nope. She just wants to be around her to say, my daughter, my grandchildren.
Right. But Willow did open up to her a little bit and said, and she made her grounds very clear, we will only talk about my disease. We will not be talking about the children. If you ask me,
Yes.
I'm out.
Right. And they asked Obrecht, so what is this going to cost us if you are a match? Is this given to me, with strings attached? And she said no, she couldn't save her daughter, so she had to do whatever she could to save Nina's.
Right. And the only thing that Liesl did say was, I would like you to potentially consider ever being open to.
Right.
So, I mean, she made it very, this is not a consequence or a condition.
Right. Exactly.
It's, do you think that there could be a possibility, if ever?
And I think that that's fair. If they start back at ground one, getting to know each other and building a relationship, then they might find things that they like in each other. But it's not just going to start because you're my daughter, the way that Nina expects it to.
Right. It's not going to suddenly be, Mommy!
Right.
Then I guess we could just go to where Nina comes in and overhears Sonny and Olivia talking about Carly and Drew. And then she and Ava have a little catch-up time.
I'm glad that Ava was the one that figured it all out, though, because that made sense. Ava is smart, and she's like, wait, back up. Say what you just said again. Obviously, this has to do with insider trading.
I liked that she just said, oh, and how do you feel about the fact that Sonny is basically protecting something of Carly's?
Mm-hmm. He has an obligation to Carly, no matter what.
Well, she said that. Nina did say that. She almost took responsibility for everything. She almost. Who was she talking to when she said, I kept that secret?
That was still Ava, wasn't it?
Was it?
I thought that was still Ava.
Maybe. It was earlier, though, so it might have been at the very beginning of their conversation, because she was like, I kept that secret, and I could see, I rationalized it, however, and I was like, wait a second, is she actually saying, yeah, I really shouldn't have done that?
But she had to throw that but in there.
Yeah.
However, whatever she said that made it like, it's still not the same. Carly is awful, and I'm perfect.
Can we just agree that they're actually so much more alike than...
They are.
They really are.
They really are. Sonny has a type.
Except for Brenda.
True.
Brenda was his anti-type.
As he's gotten older, he's had a type.
It's mostly been Carly.
Yeah, but even the in-between. Like, even Ava.
He didn't date Ava. He did Ava.
But...
Sorry.
No! Okay.
That was the extent of their relationship. Kate, though, wasn't like Carly.
Depending on what personality she was that day.
Connie was probably more like original Carly.
Yes.
But Kate was totally not. Ooh, Carly transformed into Kate. Because Connie was more like original.
Yeah.
And Kate was like posh and proper businesswoman. Right. And that's where Carly is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ha.
Ha. Ha ha ha.
Look at that discovery we made.
Okay. But, so do you think that Nina's going to... That's how she's going to lose Sonny, though. If she goes and turns in Carly and Drew and Sonny finds out, that is absolutely how... He'll be like, nope, you just messed with the mother of my child.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's made a point of saying, like, that's kind of off limits. Like, you guys cannot like each other.
Right.
But you both need to...
Yes. Respect each other enough to not blow up each other's lives or put one another in jail.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But then Ava did talk with Trina about the DNA test and kind of said, I like knowing who I am, even the bad parts, or like the things that she doesn't like.
Mm-hmm.
I like that she's getting all the different advice and viewpoints.
And she seems open to listening.
Yes.
She's not just walking in saying, I've made up my mind. I don't want to listen to anyone. She went to Ava. Well, she went to the gallery to save Ava some work.
Yes.
But once they started talking, then it was that she was open to what Ava had to say.
Right. And Ava wasn't trying to tell her,
no,
you definitely should. It was just, well, have you thought about it this way? I feel like Trina's going to, because I feel like she's not. However, Curtis has made himself approachable to her that, let's say something happens and Trina has questions about her biology or whatever. Curtis is not going to withhold
absolutely
from
not.
her. So,
no, I think it'll be a couple weeks and then she'll say, okay, I want to know just to know. But as she's made it perfectly clear, Taggart is her dad. That's not changing. Curtis gets that. Taggart gets that.
Right. Everyone's on the same page except for Portia is not being kept in the loop at all.
Nope. I thought that was funny that she asked Curtis, so what are you guys going to do? And he was like, no, Trina's not ready. And we're not really going to discuss this with you because it's between Trina and I. So sorry about your luck. And then she's pressuring him to come home already. I feel like that is way too early. They need some couples counseling or something before he moves back into that house. It's just going to be ugly.
And I did like that Marshall went and talked with Portia.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation. And then she left him to make an important phone call if you so choose. I'm sorry. I don't think doctors let you just hang out in their offices. Just throwing that out there. But whatever. But he did seem to sympathize with her with, listen, I made a decision based on things that I was told by medical professionals.
Right.
And I regret it. So you could have also, and still wound up made a decision that you would have wound up regretting. Like she really had there were so many different outcomes that could have happened. But
correct.
But then we see Marshall talking with the doctor, with Curtis there, which I was really glad that Curtis was there for support. He has none of the markers. However, the doctor repeatedly said that does not mean that you do not have schizophrenia.
Right.
This is just one of the ways that we can genetically see who might be predisposed or impacted. So I'm really curious to see.
I would hope their next step is a complete psych eval.
Or whatever other type of, like maybe brain mapping.
True.
I have a friend that's starting treatment based on her brain mapping.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
She has had such extensive depression and nothing is working. And I'm so curious about it because she has to go in depth. I think it's daily for 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I'm like super curious about it.
Yeah.
Brain mapping should be like getting an x-ray of your teeth. To see where the cavity is, you have to get the x-ray of your teeth. Your brain's allowed to have a problem, but we should be able to see
yes,
where all the things are shooting wrong. Psh, okay.
That's a whole nother discussion, but that is
on my other podcast.
Yeah, so many options. I really hope that they don't just drop it with, oh, these tests came back. He doesn't have anything. We're done.
He doesn't have the markers. That's the thing. They never even said he's not schizophrenic.
Right.
Yeah.
But he is jumping to,
yes,
was I misdiagnosed? I feel like this was wrong of the medical professionals back then, blah, blah, blah. So we should take it the next step further and have something else done to be able to give him as definitive of an answer as you can with mental health.
Right. Right.
And then that's whenever we saw Trina come and Portia was like, are you here to see me? And she was like, no, I'm here to give Spencer a baby blanket for his baby brother.
Well, she overheard something about trying to give another chance or something like that. And Portia was like, and did, the whole soap thing. Does that mean you want to give me a second chance too? And she's like, no.
Right.
No.
This was 100% about me and Spencer and what he has to deal with Esme. Nothing to do with you. Wasn't here for you.
Can we just say though how much I still love Trina and Spencer and how they're doing their relationship,
Yes.
and they're not making it all
Yes,
Like,
exactly. They
it
just
is-
had that glow of seeing each other, and then
just
they
being in each
hugged.
other's presence.
Yeah,
But they know that there's other things that are important
yeah.
that need handled. Oh, they're so good.
They are so good. I'm tired of seeing Joss and Dex half naked,
Okay,
which I never thought I would say about Dex.
Can we stop or not do it again? I know that I read too much into things sometimes. However, the bouncing back between Carly and Joss both having sex all night, and Carly's in red and Joss is in pink.
Yeah,
I understand
that was the
that there-
statement that
that
they're
there is
making.
yes. I understand that they're both
Right.
adults and they're
But
both,
it's still
but it's
just
gross
you.
when it's mother-daughter.
Yeah,
Like it's,
yeah.
oh, hey, they both have good stamina. It must be in the genes.
No.
Like what?
Right.
That's
Like,
just, I don't know.
like you're gonna see them the next morning having coffee, being like, "So how was your night?"
Right.
No. Mm-mm.
Time do you go to sleep? Time do you wake up?
Yeah.
No.
No. Don't do that with your children. That's gross.
No.
Nope.
And I didn't pick up on the red and pink until Joss walked in. And I was like, oh,
What are they
that's
doing?
symbolism.
Yeah.
It just gross. And then okay, that's it. But then Carly was baking Willow brownies because she doesn't have much of an appetite. Was she making magic brownies?
I don't know. That would have been
Did we ever see the brownies actually come out of the oven? Drew just
No.
threw everything on the ground. Come on,
Mhm.
dude, just pick them up and put them in the sink. There is a point in a woman's life where that is not sexy.
You just created more work for me because now there's
She
crumbs on
told
the
him,
floor.
though, that is all you. She's like, I made the mess up here. You threw it down there. It is now your responsibility.
Yep.
That was good. I'm sorry. Men doing dishes is hotter than them throwing them on the ground.
Absolutely.
I don't care how much you want me sweeping them off the ground.
Right.
No.
Take that extra second, pile them up, and go put them in the sink, and then go
Right.
back to them later.
Right.
Yeah.
There has to be a dishwasher in there, right?
Oh, absolutely. She probably has two.
Right. No excuse. Should have done that as a...
And the fact that they have the island and that table right there.
Wait.
If you need
Well, he's
to
tall.
grab me in
It
the throes of passion, the table's clear. Let's not make a mess.
might hurt his back, though, because of his age.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay. He's not that old. He's not that old. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so...
Not
so
sure
there's-
what topic
there's-
that was,
there's
but we
that-
covered it.
There's that. Just saying it's too cold to grill.
Yeah, what the heck?
It is never too... Okay. If you live in this area, it's never too cold to grill.
No. Food just tastes better on the grill.
Heck yeah.
So good.
Just throwing that out there.
The random things that get our
I know.
attention.
Well, I was like, this is written by someone who's never lived in the Northeast when they think it's too cold to grill. No.
Nope.
All right, let's get off. Oh, Dex talked to Sonny about being shut out after he already talked to Michael. And Michael was like, you're fine. If he's talking to you about his family, you're good.
And they're all good.
But Sonny's like, no, now I have no reason to blame you if anything goes wrong.
Right.
Which I kind of liked because it kind of sounds like, ooh, I'm on to you, but at the same time, I'm also protecting you. So open to interpretation there.
Not doing a great job of protecting though, because they went down to the warehouse and
But he jumped. He got him down.
he saved Sonny.
Yeah. But he's not the one who swept the place originally. That's why Sonny brought him there, was to,
Yes.
okay, well, let's go take a look. Let's see how good you are. So it was whoever was supposed to have done that before Dex. Or did Sonny hire that guy to try to shoot him to see would Dex let him?
Oh.
Sonny thinks 3 steps ahead.
He does.
So I'm going to guess that he set that up.
I would like that instead of someone trying to
And he's
kill
not going
Sonny.
to tell Dex.
Oh, no.
Nope. Or maybe he will. And he'll just say, well, I just wanted to test you and see how quick are your reflexes. And then Dex could be like, we could ask Joss that because... No. Oh, wait, that's right. You're not supposed to know. And he's making her asparagus all the time. Like, that's... Sorry. Why do they keep talking about asparagus?
Oh my gosh. Because they don't talk about anything. And that's my issue with them. I am all for young girl swept up in this romantic,
But have it
sexy
for being something
relationship.
outside of bed.
But yeah, like that's just supposed to be the icing on the cake.
Bed's
You're-
a bonus.
Right. You have this like magnetic attraction to the person outside of the bedroom. And then when you get in there, it's just like, woo, fireworks. All right, awesome. But all they talk about is what they're going to eat and that he should quit the business.
Yes.
That's all.
Oh, Carly told her, though. Yeah, just so you know, the only way out really is to die.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what Dex is thinking, but
Yeah.
nope.
All right, we have to move on from them.
Alrighty. So take it back to the Metro Court.
Okay.
Sonny sees Gladys there having conversations with Miss Wu and is like, hey, what's going on? And she says, nothing. I have it handled. It's none of your business. Blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. And he's like, I'm going to worry about it because you should not be hanging out with Miss Wu.
And then she tells him that she sold the garage, and he's like, that's a good business move. Miss Wu's a good business person. I'm good with it as long as Sasha's good with it.
And she avoided that question.
Oh. And then poor Cody. Sasha comes to thank him.
Right. He's like, you're welcome. I just didn't want you to get in trouble. That's why I called Dante. And she's like, wait, you called Dante? I didn't know that.
Right. And then he just lets it slip. And not for nothing, I don't think he was in the wrong.
No.
For thinking.
He assumed that she knew what was going on with her possessions because that's the whole point of her mother-in-law trying to do what's in her best interest. You would think it was discussed.
And she let Gladys know how unhappy she was that she wasn't even told by her.
Right.
She even made that distinction. Like, first of all, you should have asked, but at least you should have told me. And Gladys did. I can't even imagine. I mean, she is getting all that stuff.
That it was bothering her makes sense of why she would want to get rid of it.
If that was all.
Exactly. However, Sasha is going to ask, okay, Sonny said this business is worth like $500,000 and there's 50,000 deposited into my account. What's the difference?
Right.
Where did that go?
Right.
And I know it's Miss Wu's job, but I did not like that she said, oh, you have a little bit of credit here. Do you just want me to add that for the next game? Like, no, do not put her back in that same position. She obviously has an issue. Stop.
Right. I don't know.
And I did like for a second that Nina saw that Sasha was upset and was like, oh, I hope everything's okay. I see Sasha is upset. I do like that she seems to genuinely care about Sasha.
Yes. She can have good moments.
She can. They're just few and far between and usually motivated by what she's going to get out of it at the end. So I think that was it with all of them, right?
Yeah. Because then at Charlie's, we finally saw Molly and TJ talking.
Yes.
Thank goodness that ended cute, though.
Right. If it would have been, yeah.
Poor TJ's face. First, I was like, why are we at a bar waiting for our pregnancy results?
Right.
When we know from their protests a couple years ago, their apartment is like right around the corner.
Yes.
So it's not like they were far away. That was in between their jobs or anything. It was the equivalent of, friends having that kind of a conversation down Central Park. No, your apartment's upstairs. Stop it.
Yeah. Or you could have gone to Kelly's or had some hot chocolate.
But she's not pregnant. But she did talk with, was that last week that she talked with Alexis and he talked with Curtis? I think so. And then it was this week we opened up with, or was that this week?
No, that was this week. Last week was just her with her sisters.
Girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh yes, that's right. Because she started to say something to TJ and she's like, okay, we're not talking about it right now because Alexis and Curtis came in because he had seen her outside of the support group.
Yes.
So their first decision was to go to a bar.
Right. I guess Charlie's has really good food. You don't have to drink there.
Well, and again, his struggle is not alcohol. However, that is hers.
Yep.
So they talked about it and he was trying to give Molly what he thought she wanted with, all right, we'll go home, we'll go over the budget, we'll go over the logistics, we'll map out the exact day, time, height, weight, everything
Right.
of what the baby is going to be. And then she busts out, I want to have a baby. He's like, thank God, so do I. And I think that it really helped him that they're not going to have to do all of that, that she's just like, no, let's just see how this goes. And
Yes.
thank goodness she kind of got over that. Parenting 101. You can't plan anything.
No. No.
You do your best, but no.
Mm-mm. No, I'm glad they kept them cute. Because, yeah, last week I was like, what are they doing with her?
Yeah.
So I'm glad it went
Well, that makes sense, though. I mean,
I can understand, like we said last week. I'm not going to have the whole conversation over again. But, yes, first time being pregnant, whether you're in a relationship or not, I assume is, oh my gosh, blah, 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 if you weren't planning it. But for her to be so out there, like TJ was going to flip out, was just not his
especially
character.
TJ.
Yeah.
No.
Right. Even if
he could be allergic to cats and she'd bring home a kitten and he'd be like, all right, I'm going to go get a mask now.
Right. Exactly.
Like, I'll sleep over here.
We're going to get a 2-bedroom apartment now.
Right.
No, even if their decision had been that, you know, something was wrong and they weren't able to have the baby or whatever, he would have been 100% there and with her. It would have never been a conversation where she would have said, oh, I'm pregnant. And he would have been like, oh my gosh, like, how did this happen? You know, you were part in this too, buddy.
Right.
So,
yep.
I'm glad they kept it cute and we'll see what happens.
And then I think it was the next day is when we saw Maxie, Bobby, and Felicia at Charlie's having a conversation about the hospital's turning 60 this year. And
they weren't planning anything. And Maxie's like, no, that can't happen.
Bobby's like, they'll probably just put up a plaque, you know, especially after everything with Britt. So they're acknowledging,
yes,
you know, that there's going to be sadness. And like you just said, Maxie's like, Britt would not want that.
And they doubted her. They're like, this is only a few weeks. You can't put this all together. And she's like, oh, please. Yes, I can.
Yep.
Bobby, you're going to be my right-hand woman, and we're going to go from there.
And then she goes and hits up. And I just like how she goes, Ned will just pay for everything. And then goes and asks him. So she goes to the Quartermain Mansion. Mac is there talking to Willow and Michael about something. Oh my gosh, what were they talking about? What was he talking to them about?
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh. Anyway. And then he says something about, you know, I hear you guys have a lot going on or whatever, but you know, that's a beautiful baby. And then Maxie comes in and is like, yeah, I want to talk about the nurse's ball, blah, blah, blah. Oh, because he said, like, don't blink and in walks Maxie. And he's like, look at how beautiful she is. Like, it's just so quickly how she's grown. And
yeah,
I love the ownership that he takes when she's not biologically his. This is why we were going to be really mad about them. Oh, it's going to happen, though, because then he
picks.
So I loved that the second money came up, he goes, bye, and left.
I'll leave you talk to the Quartermains because I don't have their kind of money.
Right. And then he goes down to the stables and just talks to Cody and apologizes because Cody reached out.
We both got that same tone because it was cute. Cody had reached out to see if he was okay after all the Ryan Chamberlain stuff, because although killing a crazy person was justified, it is obviously hard for you to kill someone.
Right. Even if that person stalked your wife and made your life miserable and like
killed
Max
a million people.
But Max said, that's still my best friend's brother.
Yes.
And Kevin obviously always held out hope and now that's gone.
Right.
But, you know, he said, and he's like, I had to. It's, But then he picked up the paper.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't like that that's how, okay.
I mean, it had to come out sometime
I guess
soon.
maybe.
And at least that's them together, like
that's true,
face.
and it's only them, and
right. Yeah. They can have a conversation instead of if they would have had Sasha pick it up.
Right.
That would have been a whole nother thing because she would have said, you know, I don't get to spend time with my baby and you're denying your dad time with you and your relationship and blah, blah. And it would just got so messy and emotional. So
yeah,
I'm glad that it was Mac that picked it up and we can move forward.
And maybe he can even say, you know, you didn't seem to like me too much for a little bit there. So I was like, he's not going to be excited about being my dad.
And I feel like he can admit the fact that he wanted the diamonds.
So,
Yeah. He's admitted it to a few.
And Mac was just talking about how he was when he was younger, whenever he lived in Australia and ran with his friends and whatever. So as much as he's going to be upset because you withheld the truth from him, I think he can reflect back on, yeah, that's probably something I would have pulled back in the day too.
Yep. And then they bonded over beer.
Yes, their special beer. That was cute.
And then, but then Felicia went back to the cabin and said about how Maxie is planning and Lucy's having a heart attack. And then she's like, oh, hey, Aunt Bobby's going to be the chair. And Lucy's like, what else is that woman taking from me?
I loved Anna's reactions in the background, like, no, please stop talking, please stop. Like, what are you doing? And she just, oh, sorry. Yeah, the nurse's ball's happening.
But I feel like Lucy did get it, though, when Felicia said she's doing it in your honor.
Yes.
So she's not trying to take over. It's, no. Lucy would 1000% be wanting this nurse's ball to be going on this year to honor the hospital. So it's happening.
Yes. But still, she's going to be stalking the websites to see what's developing.
Yep. So we are going to be doing some kind of a recap of the decades for the anniversary. So if you have a favorite memory from the decades, if you're like, I loved in the 70s this storyline or this moment or something, we are not doing a deep dive of every single decade. We are just doing a quick overview of like the 80s. That's when Luke and Laura got married. That's when, blah, 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 blah. But we definitely want to hear from you guys if there's anything that you specifically remember, especially if you started watching because Luke and Laura got married. I'm just going to use that one because it's such a global.
Right. Everyone
knows what that is. But so many people started watching because, okay, this is a big deal. Why? And then people see Scott and Luke and they're like, what is going on? There's Elizabeth Taylor. What's happening?
Right.
And then they stuck. So, and that's Luke and Laura's wedding in a jiffy. But no, so we're going to do a 411 about that. Haven't recorded it yet. So please write in pure54podcast@gmail.com. Would love, love, love that input.
Yeah.
Because we want to hear from you guys. Sorry, that was kind of like a little off.
It fit in.
It did fit in.
Got to put it in where it fits.
Oh, but we didn't talk about Cam talking to Liz.
That was so sweet.
He's seriously my son.
He is. He is.
He is. Yep, because he's gotten mad at me before. And
right.
But we both are very much, I love you. I'm not happy with things right now.
Yep. It was very
I'm going to cry because I'm just
geez.
like, well, so my son's he just got home because he's going back to college now too. And now we're hearing that Cam's going to go play soccer in Stanford and he's going to leave.
Yeah.
We're losing William Lipton. This kid's quit being talented.
Right? They grow up, they have to go pursue whatever. It'll be good for him.
They don't have to.
Yeah, they can just live in your basement for the rest of their lives.
They could.
Yeah, no.
No.
No, thank you.
No, but I mean, and Liz encouraged him
yes.
to apply. So it's not like it was out of the blue.
Right.
But she told him the truth about Esme.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he was not very happy with. But then he said, I can't believe that you had to go through all of that.
Yep.
So I think he's going to take the time to process it before he really makes a decision of.
Right.
But he was definitely not very happy with it.
No, he handled it like an adult. It was a good adult conversation with your child.
Mm-hmm.
Where she owed him the explanation and he listened, but then at the same time, he is old enough to be like, man, that's messed up. If I had done the same thing, you would be very upset with me.
Right.
So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's fine. But I understand that sometimes we get pulled into doing stupid things. So.
Exactly.
And then, yeah, he's like, I love you, and gave her that hug. That was such a cute hug.
I think that was it, though.
Yeah, there was just a lot of slowly moving along this week. There wasn't anything, I don't know. I know the whole was Sonny going to get shot was supposed to be the cliffhanger, but I kind of feel like we know Sonny is not going to get shot. So,
well, we know he's not dead.
Right.
I mean.
So, I don't know. I hope this week follows through with some more excitement, at least. Explains the stuff that happened this week.
And I don't want to hear too much about the nurse's ball. beforehand.
No,
I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
I don't want to see. I mean, I want to see the way that we saw Lucy,
Right.
with things, not, you know.
It's
So
supposed to be a surprise, yes.
exactly. Yay! Although I think Ned is totally gonna. Oh, he said, "Oh, we'll get Brooklyn in charge of the talent or whatever," and she's looking at him like, "No. I mean, you are performing."
Right.
And then says to Michael, and he's like, "Oh no, that's not happening. I'll give you all the money you want, but I am not." I did like that Willow encouraged him. She's like, "Seriously, we have help. What are you going to do other than sit here and worry with me?"
Right. Go do it.
So yeah. So I guess that takes us to
Reality check.
Yeah. Did you have anything fun this week?
not really.
Okay.
I really didn't. So I always write down at least something, and I could not think of a single thing interesting. But there really wasn't. I mean, my son was home for spring break this week, and we tried to spend as much time together. And then I don't get spring break,
Right.
but then I feel guilty because he's around, and a lot of his friends didn't come home.
Oh, okay.
Or like my nephew is actually on this week, so I don't know. Everyone
seems off, which is weird because I always thought they tried to time that together.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
MTV told us that
Exactly.
because they had spring break.
Exactly.
Another lie told to us
I'm
by
glad
TV.
that your reference is the same as mine. I'm like, there's lots of kids on MTV spring break, so I don't know why they're not all on vacation the same time.
I don't know, but no, like it was a crazy week. Just routine stuff though. Although yesterday morning we had our volunteer summit for our church, and I'm the greeting team coordinator. So, it was nice to just be able to get together with more of the team because we each have because there's 2 services and then there's 3 different teams, but there's A and B for each team. So we don't really all get to spend time together because you only see who's on your team. So it was nice to be able to have like a half hour together because we had other stuff that we were going through, like training and church updates and stuff like that. And then I was supposed to have a showing right afterwards, and the house was accepted an offer the day before. My buyer was like, "I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to put in a backup offer. Let's just cancel it." I had nothing going on the rest of the day.
Wow.
So that's actually how we watched so much of 1923, was because neither of us
had
anything going on. So there, I had nothing.
That is
and it was nice.
Nothing. Yes.
Yes.
Love
How about you?
We did.
So you got your cup?
I did get my cup. I got my Stanley, so I'm a cool mom. No, it's a nice cup.
That's a Griffin.
Yes. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, you're a dork.
Following you everywhere now.
Anyway, yeah, I got my cup to encourage me to drink more water, and I've actually been doing so good with it. I just picked it up Thursday, but I only had 1 can of Dr. Pepper on Friday, and I only had, we went out to eat yesterday, so I had the original cup and then a refill cup of Dr. Pepper yesterday. So I saw my son, and he was like, "Do you want a Dr. Pepper?" And I was like, "No, I have my Stanley with my water." And he was like, "Are you feeling okay? What's wrong with you?" So
good job.
Yes, I would pat myself on the back because cutting down caffeine is something that I have a very hard time, because me and Dr. Pepper are in a long-term love relationship.
I think that's more sugar than the caffeine.
True.
Because I drink iced tea, and I did not believe it, but there's actually more caffeine in tea than there is in coffee.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't affect you the same way.
Right.
So I'm not saying that it's not caffeine, but it's not. You could switch to iced tea and you'll still be getting caffeine. I think it's more the sugar, because I do unsweetened.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. At that point, I just should have water, because it feels like no taste.
There's different flavors of tea.
I know, but I like my sugar and all my flavors of tea. So I'm going to work on my water. So yes, I have my Stanley cup.
Do you need the fizz?
I just need the sweetness. I don't like.
Do you want to try some of my fizz sticks?
I've tried those before, and they're better, but they're still not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I have a bunch you can try them.
I appreciate you offering, but yeah, no. I think part of it's psychological too, because every time that the kids are like, "Here, take a sip of this drink, it's so good for you, blah blah blah, it doesn't have that much sugar and stuff," I take a sip of it, and at the end I'm still like, no, I still taste that, it's not. I don't know. It's not Dr. Pepper. There's nothing that tastes like Dr. Pepper that is healthy for you. There are good substitutes, but like I said, me and Dr. Pepper, long-term relationship. It's hard to break up.
Maybe
okay?
that's something you need to work on, is finding a healthy Dr. Pepper. Creating a healthy Dr. Pepper. And then that's how you're going to make
something new for me to create. And I'm
you
not
do the same.
creating them.
You tell me to do different podcasts. I'm giving you different products.
Okay. I'm going to make a healthy Dr.
By the way,
Pepper
nothing against you, but it's
and
not
some
like you're
skincare.
but it's not like you're one of those people that create, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that you test stuff that you,
Right.
so I don't know where I get that from.
Thank you for having a faith in me for something I cannot do, but his job. Anyway.
It's not like you're a closet chemist or something like that.
No,
But
I'm not.
really,
So.
though, you should watch some of there are tons of women. Molly Suds. There's a ton of products that
there are a ton of products that are developed by moms.
Don't
and
count
families.
yourself out just because you haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that encouragement. Not on my list to do. But anyway. So yeah, that was like the fun thing of my week. The older girls and I went out shopping with my mom to pick up my Stanley and then just spent the day together and got
Where did you have
lunch
to pick it up?
whatever. So if you buy them online, they're overpriced, I feel like.
Okay.
And so Dick's Sporting Goods had it, but not the one closest to us, the one by the Fancy Mall, South Hills Village. So I went out there.
Cool.
So, yeah, not like, I mean, I wasn't going to go ridiculously far, but an excuse to shop at a different mall that I don't usually shop at, I'll take it. So
there you go.
I spent the day at the mall and did lunch and just whatever. So
Good times.
I like my time with my mom. So, and the girls usually, but they got along that day. So it was a good shopping. Sometimes it's like being out with, whenever they were little, we went to that box lunch store that sells all the different, like Sailor Moon and all that.
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. And they had some weird candy there from Japan. And the girls were like, "Oh my gosh, you can't find this anywhere else. Please, will you buy it for us?" It was like $12. And I was like, "No, I'm not spending $12 on candy. You are almost 20 and almost 17.
And
Get
have
your
jobs. And
own-
have jobs.
Right. Get your own money together. I'm not spending mine on candy." And they're like, Mom. And I think the store clerk found us pretty funny because I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not your mom. I'm just walking away. Quit calling me that." So
Meanwhile, there is no denying that those are your children.
that is true, but did not buy the candy. But it reminded me of being out with them when they were young children, being like, "Mom, I need this. Mom, I need that." So,
Well, my daughter didn't even have social skills group this week.
Oh,
They didn't
okay.
go. They had a week off. They were on spring break as well. So it was just kind of like a really low key. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, we really did not do very much,
but it's nice. It's
other than,
yeah. I mean, some stuff you have to do, but that's all work regular stuff. But
right. It's
yeah,
like I worked.
yeah. That was me. I worked and then I had a fun day shopping.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Cool. Next week I'll have a better reality check.
Okay.
And it has to do with that group. So
Okay.
But yes, join us on Thursday. We are talking about the stables and the catacombs. I believe that was done together.
Yes. We'll have to update it. The stables is where Mac found out that he's Cody's dad.
Oh, but we also that is the stables.
Yes, it's the
No,
stables.
that's the Quartermain stables. We did the
we're doing the stables of whatever.
Yep. But we do
Okay.
have to update that real
Help
quick.
if I knew my families.
We do have to update that real quick.
Anyway, have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.